All right, welcome everyone, cornhole fans around the world. A very good morning from Paris, France. We're here live for the ACL Open Singles. It's still very, very early days in this Open Singles tournament, as we're commencing in the first couple of rounds, and we are now bringing you this match between Silke Bitz versus Hugo Rivelet. You just saw the first couple of rounds, and now with my commentary, starting from round number 6, Silke taking a small lead of 3 points after a couple of rounds played. We'll see if she can keep it up. We've had some massive upsets already, as I see my favorite commentator in crime just walk on by. Good morning.
Thank you.
Oh, you're pressing all the buttons.
I had to give myself a round of applause, right? Right.
Sure.
When I know the buttons, when I know where the buttons are.
Give yourself that.
Has this been open? Because I'm definitely opening this.
Oh, do it. Do it. Have you had a long night?
No.
No, not at all.
No, actually. I went to bed early. Just thirsty.
Okay. Got to stay hydrated for anyone out there that speaks in European Celsius. Today is probably going to be another 30-degree day, which I think in Fahrenheit is close to 90, isn't it? I think it's about 85
I'll do the math.
or something. All right.
I was an engineer, so when you say 30, 86. Ooh, yeah,
86.
That's a warm. It's not South Carolina warm where I'm from, but it's warm.
I'll tell you this: European heat hits differently, and especially in a city like Paris, which let's just say it's quite big.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people, and well, it is getting cleaner than the last time I've been here. It's also not just the cleanest, let's just say that. So you get sticky very quickly.
I'll put it this way: I don't really have a problem with any of the heat, because like where I'm from, it's always hotter and it's an air conditioning, which is just sinful. So.
Oh, but when you get to the hotel though, and you're like. I like my air conditioning like Arctic.
Yes,
like
me too. I want it freezing.
Yes, because that's the only way that my blankie is going to be comfortable.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. Said it best. All right, where are we? We're in singles, tier 1?
Tier 1 singles, very, very early days. We're still in the first couple of rounds, but I don't know if you've noticed, but the Croatian squad just exploded here.
Yes, I was up there. I actually watched it. I was watching it the whole time. Was it Maria? I don't know how she actually pronounces her name. It's Bellatz. I know that's her last name, right?
It's one of the Bellatzes, right?
Yes, one of the Bellatzes. But I'm not sure exactly how you pronounce her name, but 100%, yeah, she was, she beat Trey Birchfield straight up.
Yeah, so Trey Birchfield going to see if he can make that lower bracket run. Also imagine you just lost your first game. You're like, okay, you know what, lower bracket, gonna make a run there, gonna try to get some wins, play people that are perhaps more to my level, and you get bloody Trey Birchfield in the first round of lower bracket.
Trey Birchfield is the terrible draw in the elimination bracket, especially here in Europe. So. And she threw really well. I looked at her statistics. She threw a 9 PPR. Trey Birchfield didn't have his best game, but it doesn't matter. I thought Bellatz was. I mean, he threw a 9.0 PPR. Anytime you're above a 9, you're throwing really well. So I think it's just a testament that the Europeans just keep getting better. Yeah. And she is now the biggest celebrity in the building. I'm watching her. Every single person is coming up to congratulate her. I mean, she will never forget that moment. That is a lifetime achievement.
Yeah, it's like, where were you when Trey Birchfield got beat in the first round? ACL Open Singles by Maria. So yeah, no, I kind of feel it hanging now in the air, right? I'm feeling it. It's more upsets. It's more European glory.
More European glory, he says. I like it. We'll see. We'll see where we are.
I think you're looking at through the bracket.
Yes.
Seeing anything interesting so far?
Yeah, obviously, besides Trey Birchfield, let's look through here. Frank Modlin, he's into the second or third round, undefeated.
We're going to pretend like we're...
Shu is in there. Let's see. Bernie Portalessi, no surprise there. Renee Schindler loses.
Oh, that's a bit of a surprise.
Yeah, and again, I am going to butcher this. Either Jaka Lebar, or how I'd say it in English, but I have no idea if that's correct.
Yeah, I have no clue either. That could be anything. That could be Jaka. That could be Jaka. We don't know.
Hunter Thorne.
And he's playing Rooster Jr. in the lower bracket too.
Yeah, what's interesting is I looked at the score because Rooster Jr. just lost, but it shows that he threw a 0, which means that was probably a forfeited game. So I don't know if he's not here or what.
Maybe he slept in.
Maybe he did sleep in. That's a good question. All right. Tony Smith wins his first one. No surprise there. Goonie Wrights loses his first one to Bernd Stum. Let's see. Brady Foster wins. Peredi David, he wins. No surprise there. Yeah, Maria Bellatz.
See, I think that maybe with Trey, we had him on the mic for a couple of games yesterday as well. And he was talking about his Parisian things. Perhaps he did more of the Parisian things after winning the World Cup yesterday.
That could have been a 4:30 a.m. So there may be some people on the West Coast that are actually just haven't gone to bed yet.
Yeah, that are falling asleep to us.
Yes, they're falling asleep.
Is this going to be an ASMR stream?
Yes, we can. Yeah, ASMR. Should I just
drink your water very loudly? Okay.
Yeah.
Don't know if that's for the relaxing purposes here. Here on court 16, we do have a Europe versus Europe matchup, if I'm not mistaken. We've got Germany versus France.
Yes.
And these two have been going at it. It's been very close. We have not talked about this game a lot, but we're going into round 13, and the score is 11 tied.
Yes, 11-11. Another one of these instances of Germany versus France. And so far, France has really taken a lot of the wins this weekend. France has been really, really solid, and I think really emerged as the top country this weekend in Europe, no doubt. And they beat Canada last night in the WCO World Cup. So you had, you'd think the second best team in the world and second best country in the world as far as cornhole goes.
Yeah,
they go down to the French. So ultimately, I think what that really showcases is that the top-level talent that France has to offer can rival any earn that World Cup. Now, ultimately, I still think depth-wise, Canada's still the second-best country as far as number of players playing and top to bottom. But when you take some of the best players from the country, you put them head-to-head, I think France is certainly showing that they belong.
Yeah, it was an incredible match to watch last night. Can't quite see. Did the one leave the board?
Yeah, one short of the board.
Ooh. So we're moving to 20 down, aren't we? Yep,
triple checking, 20-11. Silke is from Germany. She's, from what I understand, probably the top German female. So she plays a good bit, and she's kind of holding down the German female crown. But the Bellatz is between Maria and Kata have been, obviously, they're both from Croatia. I believe they're sisters, same last name. So the two of them putting on a show this weekend. Kata wins, obviously, women's singles to get that title, and then Maria goes ahead and beats Trey Birchfield. No big deal.
Hey, just casually, right? Yeah, I'm taking a look at Silke in the women's singles. The quarterfinals, we had 16 people participate. She went out by Heidi Janka.
Yeah, Heidi was, I believe, the only person to beat Kata in women's singles. Now, they didn't, not there because that bracket was single elimination, but Heidi beat her in the rounders.
Yes.
So And what was that score, by the way? Was it close?
23-10.
Okay.
I'm just taking a look.
Yeah, 7-6-5.
Did go to 17 rounds, so.
Yeah. All right, well, Silke wins it here. She gets the W. She advances and stays in the winner's bracket, I believe.
Yeah,
Is
we're
this the
up
winner's
there.
bracket? Okay, yeah, we're in the winner's bracket. She stays alive, and see how she can keep rolling.
Yep.
All right, Kos, we got our first game in the books. We'll take a break. When we return, more open singles action live from Paris. All right, Cornhole fans, good morning. No matter where you're watching from, it's either here in Europe and it's late morning, or it's on the East Coast and you had nothing better to do on a Sunday than wake up at 4:30, or on the West Coast of the United States and you need to go to bed here. But Hunter Modlin take down the victory. They are champions of Europe, and now Hunter trying to see if he can add an open singles title to that overall victory. So we'll see if he can keep that rolling. Kos, how's your first cornhole event been?
It's honestly, it's been, I didn't really know what to expect, like, coming into this, to be honest, but honestly, the atmosphere here has been great. Many people interact, has been also so fun to watch, and just witnessing all these moments live here, like, I mean, if you see like the above view shot, right, we're literally next to court 16. So
yes.
we couldn't witness the action more up close and personal than it is right now. I've been really enjoying it, and honestly, let's get to the next one. I want to go now.
Yeah, yeah. Unfortunately, it's the last one of the year. It's gonna take. It'll be. I think Ton de Vries, who is the director of ACL Europe, leader of ACL Europe. I think we're waiting on him to release what that schedule looks like in 2024, but I think it's going to be at least a couple months before we have our next European Open event. But I think a lot of players in the building have the same feeling that you do. That's almost like, oh man, now we're just getting started,
yes.
Right? You get the itch. It's been really cool to see a lot of the European players see some of these Americans for the first time, and some recognizable faces, and a chance to play against them. It's just a really great opportunity, and I think it's exciting for everybody involved. So, but yeah, so I know you do a lot of esports.
Yes.
So, are esports like those big competitions? I mean,
yeah.
What's that like? I mean, is it kind of like all these different players from all across?
Like just geographically based, it's nice, right? And that is it is still like very small. It's very, what we like to call it, grassroots, right?
Yes.
But then you go to the World Championships and it's stadiums being packed.
Yep.
People just watching, like on the big screens, watching their favorite players battle it out, you know, through video games. And honestly, I've been able to watch some of those events live, and it's so much fun. Energy, like what I get from grassroots esports as well as here, like the way that you know, that esports, you know, it knows a steady growth, you know, and you know, players want people to start to watch it. And I feel like with cornhole, if I understand all the stories correctly, like last year, you know, Europe Open and compare it to now, we've got so many more players, so many people watching.
Yep, and they're a lot better.
And they're a lot better. And I think if you can keep that organic growth, you know, try not to force it, because, you know, you can throw so much money against something and just completely fall flat on his face, right? And I think that's what we're achieving right here. I think there's a lot of similarities. I mean, let's say the sport could not be more different. It could not be more different.
Yes.
But just the overall energy and, you know, the fact that it's not a major sport. People don't, I don't know, like, I don't think people that do not watch cornhole recognize cornhole as like, oh yeah, that's a sport.
Right, and it keeps growing. It's becoming more, in America, it's more the ACL has done. But to your point, here in Europe, like, it's, each country has its own barrier, right? Like I was talking to Tone, and it's harder and harder to like break into specific countries. Even something like Spain. Spain has been a country that's been really hard to infiltrate because they still view it kind of as just a child's game, right? Something that you play as a kid, but not something that gets professionalized, right? So, you know, that's been a little bit of a hurdle there, but eventually it'll get there. It just takes time with all of them. Events that you do, what games are they generally playing, or is it a mix?
So what I do, it's usually League of Legends, and I swear I'm a nice person, right? You know, there's this very big stigma about League of Legends players that they're absolutely awful, and well, to a certain extent that is correct. I am not, I swear. Please, can you vouch for me?
Yes, yes. I do not vouch for him. He is a terrible, terrible person, and he's so mean to us when we get off air. Just kidding.
All right. But I do, I've done some Valorants in the past as well. I really enjoy watching just some simple shooter games because I think they're very easy to access, very easy to watch. And I think those are like also the biggest ones. Counter-Strike, for example. Yeah. Also, like Counter-Strike 2, I think is releasing very soon, and I'm very curious to see what that will do with the esports side of things. Because it was always like massively watched because, as I said, it was so easy to watch. Like you could watch it and you could not understand the game, but someone falls to the ground while being shot with a gun. Yeah, I think it's pretty clear what's happening, right? Maybe you got games like League of Legends, which have such a massive, like, just I think knowledge barrier that you have to go through to really like understand what's happening. And I know because I was talking with some colleagues that did some of the slow motion gigs for League of Legends esports, and they really said like, yeah, I don't know what I'm doing, but every time the commentators go and scream, I just clip it.
That's a great way to do it. Yes.
Yeah, because I'm so used to with esports commentating like League of Legends, it can be such a slumber fest for like the first 20 minutes. Yeah. So you kind of go into podcasting mode, right? Yeah. I have this thing with my
similarities with cornhole.
Yeah. I have this thing with my co-commentator, that if we're out of us, and obviously Koreans, like even the English broadcast of Korean leagues, it's massive. Yeah. And I think we just kind of took it over from there. And that's kind of the thing that esports now relies on. It's a lot of the Eastern viewers, the Eastern audience. Yes. It's massive in China, Korea as well.
Yeah, a lot of the Asian countries are just, that's what I've heard, especially in League of Legends, are just absolutely all over it.
No, it's insane. I love it, right? You know, because I can see like, oh my god, hopefully this is what Europe once gets to.
And do you play competitively as well?
Oh no, absolutely not. You would not want me doing that because I am terrible. Well, here's the thing, right?
It sounds like me and cornhole. If you play anybody in this building right now in League of Legends, you'd probably beat them.
Oh yeah, probably. But here's the thing, right? When you say you play cornhole, or you play football, or you play soccer, whatever, right? If you say you play it, people will think like, okay, you know, he's probably playing it casually, perhaps with a club, you know, and playing competition once a week. But you're still playing it.
Yes.
Now with esports, people, like, if I say I play esports, people think that I'm playing competitively. You know, on like a high level. Like I'm playing on stage every week, you know, I'm playing for prize money in these silly little tournaments. But when I say like, oh yeah, but my rank's gold or something, right? They're going to be like, oh, no, you're not an esport, you're just gaming.
Right.
And that's kind of where right now the people are like gatekeeping the term esports.
Yes. Because
you could be playing Minecraft all day, and some people call that esports because there are Minecraft esports out there speedrunning it. So it's to me, it's very, very interesting. I try not to get too...
And it can be played remotely, so you can get it can event anytime, anywhere, any place. I would say the advantage that cornhole has is that I think it reaches a larger audience. Because I think esports, as of right now, is very, like, 15 years old to 30 years old.
Yeah, that's
right?
the audience. Right on the money.
And if, you know, a 35-year-old, a 40-year-old, a 45-year-old, in general, I hate to generalize too much, but are not as into esports. Whereas if you look in this building right now, there's plenty of 35, 40, 45-year-old people that are in here playing cornhole.
It's such a lovely variety of ages, and I think that's so interesting as well.
I love, you know, our slogan, as you can see on the poster here, that we created this back in 2015. Anyone can play and anyone can win. And that's been our slogan for a while now, mostly because literally if you took a picture of this building right now and zoomed into every single person, you would see... And especially in America, it's so funny if you see, like, for example, our youngest pro that just qualified next year is 11.
11?
11.
I thought you were really going to be, like, you know, close to 16, like 15 maybe.
11 years old.
Mad.
Yes, he's 11 years old. And then I believe our oldest pro turned 70 this year.
I love that. Honestly.
So I
want to see
really
those two face each other.
Yeah, it's funny when you watch them them play. I mean, and then everyone in between. So, all right. So we are into this next matchup. We had to wait a little bit.
Yeah. All right, y'all can't understand anything of that conversation. You can hear it very, very softly.
Yeah. So Jimmy's talking about how there's been other people that have swept opens, but what Jimmy has a chance to do here in sweeping would be actually rather very impressive. I mean, 2 straight European events, winning just about everything.
Yeah, that is crazy.
Although I know normally I'd say he'd be rooting for Hunter, but Combe has a hat on that is, I believe, a Jimmy Humans branded hat that says the biggest arms in cornhole. So, Kotz, this is not something that you are familiar with, but
okay, go ahead.
Jimmy's nickname is the biggest arms in cornhole because he's absolutely shredded. Yes, put those things away. Gotta have a permit for those.
You're gonna make me sweat.
Yes, he had custom sleeves for his jersey made so they fit his arms. Cool. So, looks like that brand has made its way here to Europe. Biggest arms in cornhole there by Combe.
Love it. Also, I just realized Hunter is wearing a French cornhole shirt.
Yes. So the French Cornhole Federation has been distributing these shirts, these polos, and the only thing that I'm disappointed with, and this is a very French thing, is that the collar is not popped.
Wait, once again? No, I like that.
I know that's why you normally wear it, but the French don't wear it like that. Look, find an actual French player in here.
Wait,
I'm serious.
Let me see. What do they do with it?
They pop the collars. Yeah.
Oh.
I watched Axel and I watched
one right there.
See, it's kind of like it's not all the way pop, but it's like they I don't know, they do something with it. Oh, Tony Smith's got one on, too. Well, everybody's got a French Cornhole Federation shirt on.
Can I get one, too?
Apparently. I mean, if I knew, I'd get you one. I watched 2 players all day yesterday had their collar popped. See, there's one popped right there.
Damn.
No, like popped up. I'm telling you.
Vibes.
I'm telling you, Jimmy. They do it. They'll do it at some point during the day. I'm telling you. I watched them all day yesterday. It was.
Hey, and while we're talking about that, Hunter Thorn just swept Seriet, moving on to the winners bracket quarterfinals.
Wow, see that is a typical Bernie Neighbors game. Shout out Bernie Neighbors from the States. He's not awake yet, but that's exactly what happens when we start talking and going off the rails.
There was 6 rounds and we're done.
So in fairness, 6 rounds is not enough time for us to actually get in depth talking about anything. So. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a quick break. When we return, more open singles action live from Paris at the Europe Open. All right, Cornhole fans, we're back here in Stade Charletti in Paris, France. And I'm trying to get Jimmy Humans on the mic, but he is the most popular person in this building. He's got a chance to just win everything. He's getting on the headset now. So let's recap, Jimmy. You have won at the, you've ended, now this is your second European event.
Yes.
Okay, so your first one, German Open, a couple months ago. You
Yes.
won singles, doubles, and the blind draw.
Pretty sure. I did not win the swap.
You did not win the swap,
Yes,
so you're terrible.
I am. I let my partner down. At the time, I think he's still #1 in Germany, and we didn't win.
Terrible.
Yep.
Terrible. So then you get here. We're in Paris, Europe Open Championship. Yep. You win the blind draw.
Correct.
You win the Pro Invitational.
Yep.
You win doubles.
I win the swap.
You won the swap.
And then I win doubles.
And now you have a chance to win singles.
Yes.
As long as you don't choke.
Pretty much.
Let's see where you are. What bracket are you in? You're in bracket B. Ooh.
Yes. It's pretty loaded.
You do have some competition in there. Now, what helps you is that Trey Birchfield loses.
Got smoked.
Got smoked by Kata Bellatz. So she hasn't played her second game yet, but obviously got an opportunity there as Tony Smith, he wins his next one. But as we go through this, I mean, you got an opportunity. Get the sweep.
I would say I'm favored to be in the winner's final.
Yes. Yeah, I would say so. Yeah, I mean, you got to beat Brandon Brown, which could be a close one, but I mean, I think you should be favored there. Yeah. And then
air quotes.
Yeah, you get to Tony Smith, and then that's
they like. I'd say it's closer than you would think, but it's in his favor.
Yeah. Like 65-35, 60-40.
Yeah, 60-40, 65-35 probably.
Yeah, okay.
But it's either like it's a really close game and I win, or I just get like completely smoked.
Okay, it's like whichever Humans and Smith show up.
Right. So yeah, basically. So when I struggled against him when he threw combats and rolled. That was where I had issues, because if I wasn't hitting 100% air mills, I was losing every game.
Okay, but now since he's gone to more of a slide game, has that helped at all?
I think I only played him once.
Oh, really?
Which was this weekend. I think it helped me, because he still rolls, like he still can roll, but it's easy for me to push through now, rather than that sticky combat bag that wasn't pushing, and then the hole would bunch, and
All right, Jimmy. Well, we have our next game up here. This is not in your bracket. This is in bracket A. This is a winner side matchup. We have, man, I'm going to screw these names up, but
this is the best part.
We have Jaka, Lebar is how we would pronounce it in English. So I don't know what country he's from, so I'm not even going to try to. I'll wait to be corrected. And then we have Albert Ivancic, I believe. Maybe Ivancic? What do you think, Kos?
He doesn't have a headset on, he can't hear you.
What do you think? Ivancic? Yeah, close enough. He's
It'll pass.
I looked at Kos like he's a language expert too, but he honestly, he'll correct me if he but he's even said there's some languages, forget it, I don't even know them.
So I feel like being in Europe makes it easier to understand European names.
Well, I relied on tone a lot going into that Pro Invitational broadcast for a lot of these top pros. I was like, how confident are you that you could get every name pronounced correctly? He said, for the Europeans, 100%. He's like, yes. I mean, he was like, and I kept asking him during the break, and he would the way he says some of the names, I'm like, my mouth physically cannot say that.
He's like quadlingual too.
Yes.
And he speaks each language very well.
Very well, yes. Going up, knocks one in there versus Game Changer Evolution 3.0s?
You can.
I think it's a 3.
Interesting.
Interesting that he's throwing Game Changer Evolutions and throwing Slick Sad.
Is Frank here for singles?
I don't know. I know he didn't play double. I don't think he's here, actually, now that you say that.
I don't get why he wouldn't show up for singles.
No, he is here. Never mind. I lied. He's 2-0.
He must be hiding somewhere. Oh, there he is. Yep, he's all the way in the corner.
Yep, he's playing. Next up, he'll play. Matu Riveau goes down. Loses to Kalle Akesson.
Wow.
So Frank Modlin will play Kalle next up. Not on this court, or maybe, I don't know, but he will play him next.
So Bruno was down in this game. It was a lot.
He came back and won?
19-4 and came back and won.
Oh my
gosh. It was almost over.
I thought, I assumed he had lost.
He scored a 3, a 2, a 3, a 3, a 2, and then 2 got to 16 and hit a 5 spot.
Yeah, he's playing Felix von Reuter right now.
That's crazy.
Out of Germany.
Great comeback.
What a comeback indeed. What did he throw there?
Also, Ben Stum played Guni, and Guni was favorited because from both being from Germany, and Byrne came back and won.
And Byrne just beat Chris Tornatola.
Wow.
Byrne threw a 9.0, beat Chris Tornatola.
That's crazy.
Wow. So Byrne will get
season. Tony
Smith. There's your reward for beating Chris Tornatola. You get Tony Smith next.
Nice.
All right, in this one.
Oh, and I am up.
All right, you're
Rico.
up. So you're leaving me?
Yep.
All
See
right.
you later.
Bye.
I'll be back soon.
Get out. Kos, you jumping back on?
He got to go.
Cost is back. Gets the round of applause.
Thank you. Oh, didn't have to do all that.
We do have 6-4 here. Again, this is winner's bracket on
Still round
bracket,
16, I believe.
Yes, bracket A. So bracket A. So right now, Jaka is leading 6-4. He's on the left-hand side of your screen. And then Albert is on the right. Albert just takes the lead, though. Big round, 9-6. Albert appears to be from Croatia. I see the Croatian jersey.
Yeah. I'm surprised how big Croatia turned up to this week. I'm loving it.
Yeah.
The way that they were the people that erupted when they took down Trey.
Oh, yes.
And it was, I mean, everyone saw it happening. Everyone's toes. It was so fun. And they've shown great sportsmanship. And they've shown a great level of cornhole, if you ask me.
And they certainly got a lot of energy. And they're very supportive of one another.
Yeah, love it. Is that, how competitive can people get? How competitive do they get?
Hey, look, this is another thing for people to, find passion in. I mean, what's funny is I was talking to Felix von Ruder from Germany. I was talking to him, and he's like, look, I grew up as a kid dreaming of playing in the Olympics.
Did he actually grew up as a kid?
Yes, yes. Grew up as a kid dreaming about playing in the Olympics. And when he was dreaming about playing in the Olympics, obviously you're thinking football or you're thinking what other sport, and those minds when you think about it like that, but it's possible.
I mean, I've been hanging out with mainly you guys from the ACL and from just the Cornhole League and representatives. And it has been talked about a lot by you guys. So I'm a believer right here.
Well, yeah, so the Olympics is not this far-fetched idea. We've had discussions with the International Olympic Committee, the IOC.
There you go.
We have the guidelines in place of what we need to accomplish, and we were really, really hoping to be in the 2028 Olympics. Now, unfortunately, and the reason we really want to be in 2028 is because that's when it's
in LA, right?
Yeah, it's in the United States. It's in LA. So,
and when is it going to be next year?
The one is in Paris next year. Yes. So, really, in 2028, we really want to get it. Now, unfortunately, I think we're gonna miss the mark on the number of countries that we need. Big shot right there by Albert, by the way. Big short rodeo, as we like to call it. And this could be
big points.
Man, this could be I believe he's got already 3 in. This could be a 9-point round.
He's got 2 ins. He's one in front.
Oh, he's one in front. Okay, no, this then could be a 6-point round. He tries to go in, can't do it, but going to be a 4-point round then, 7-on-3.
Well,
but
he needed it. He lost the previous 2 rounds, gave away some points.
Since we got into Europe, it spread like wildfire.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh no, like get in. I mean, we see Croatia, right? That little corner of like Eastern Europe, previously Yugoslavia. That's like 15 countries already for you, right?
Exactly. So really, it's just about getting into those certain countries. So the next big continent that we have to that we're working on is Asia.
Yeah.
So we have a director in Tokyo. We have a director in Hong Kong. So we're really just trying to get into a lot of those Asian countries and be able to establish, ACL Asia and work with the WCO to get different federations set up for the Asian countries, because I think cornhole is a game that will be very popular in a lot of Asian countries as well.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, I think it's a very skillful game, and that's something that, like, I know China and Japan in particular have had a lot of affinity for, these very high skill games, very games that require a lot of precision, and I think it's something that will become very popular.
Talk about precision. Albert, 9 points in the previous 3 rounds, just 2 points away from grabbing a victory and a ticket to the quarterfinals of the winners bracket of the ACL Open Singles. Wondering if Jaka can withstand the pressure. That was a nice one. Big even.
Oh. Big bag by Jaka there. Oh, and this could be
big points.
Big points. And he gets them both. Woo.
All right.
Big bag. I believe that might be an 8-point round if I did my quick math correctly.
Yes.
It is. It is 19-18.
And we've got a lot of the Croatian delegation set behind or next to us. Might start to feel the pressure a bit. Albert now, for the first time this game, takes the lead. No, I'm joking. That's a big lie. 8 points wasn't enough to get the lead for Jaka.
Every bag is critical here, and that may do it. This is now in for the win. And he's in. Big finish after giving up an 8-point round. Ivancic is able to dial it in, get a couple points, and he stinners bracket. Jaka not eliminated, but gonna have to do it the hard way. Drop down into the elimination bracket, cannot afford another loss. That was an incredible game there, Kas.
Yep, both players really going toe-to-toe, if you will. Was very intense, and now we've got our first quarterfinals coming up.
All right. We got more action here from Open Singles. Back from Paris right after this. All right, welcome back, Cornhole fans across the globe. Tuning in here to more live action from the ACL Europe Open. For the comment section in here, Clayton Bennett jumping in, saying what's up. Stephanie Ann DeSantis saying good morning. It is an early morning for you if you're tuning in already. Corey Gilbert, go to bed, dude. They were light-skinned snipers. He's California, so
maybe he's got a night shift. You don't know.
He's a barber. I don't know whose hair he's cutting at 2 a.m. Go to bed, Corey.
Hey, you never know. Okay, no, I don't. It's not happening. It's not. Perhaps there was a disco barber. You know,
maybe.
At night.
Maybe.
I see that as a vibe.
Yeah, man. All right, next up, we're going to have USA versus Sweden here in this matchup. We're going to have Kalle Akesson taking on Frank Modlin. Frank Modlin, most decorated USA cornhole player of all time. is now going to go head-to-head against one of the kind of the original European pro players that kind of really started getting going.
Yeah.
And he's going to come over and say hello. Hello, hello.
To be on the main stage. My old friend Frank Modlin. Great. Enjoy the game.
We will definitely
kick
enjoy.
his butt. Beat him. Beat him bad.
Yeah.
Beat him bad.
We partnered together in one of the first international online events.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
2000. Yeah. ACL.
Wait, 2000.
Make sure you beat him pretty bad. Beat him bad.
What should I have for tactics?
2000.
No, it wasn't that long ago.
Okay,
No,
I was
no.
about to say I wasn't even born then.
Oh, that's very sad to hear. So, this is I like to say this is the last year of my life. I'm 29, and it's actually the last month too. I turned
dear.
30 in 25 days.
I'm so sorry.
Corey Russell, go to bed.
No,
It is 2 a.m. in California. Don't say that's it. 2 a.m. is like at least 4 hours past my bedtime. On the East Coast, no way you'd be watching it on the East Coast. It's 5:15 on the East Coast. That's disgusting, Jimmy. Corey Russell is Corey is essentially one of our better live stream producers out there. So he's
So you're
essentially
calling me better than
you and him have similar.
Wow.
Yes, you want to be a Corey when you grow up.
When I grow up.
When you grow up, you want to be a Corey Russell. So, Koss here, Corey is wanting to be you. So he's got some skills. He's throwing it down on OBS right now. So he's learning the ropes for cornhole.
I'm not only am I learning the ropes of cornhole, I'm also I've sworn like I've insulted this laptop too many a times at this point. I don't like, and for the people that have truly been like paying attention, so many.
A replay wiper. I developed a new way to do breaks or all these. I mean, he's amazing. So
I want to have a stream deck here.
he's got a stream deck. Yep.
Yeah, no, I love a stream deck. That would have made this life so much easier because essentially what I'm only doing is just like swapping between two shots.
Yeah.
But what you could also do is like an instant replay on that, like just have the past 7 seconds immediately. That would have been so nice. Anyway.
You're learning. You got a whole year, not a whole year. You got like 6 months before we start firing up the Open Series again, and so then you can get right back into it. You'll have all the bells and whistles hammered out.
Me.
Yes.
I think the next bags are going to be live.
Yes. Frank Modlin versus Kalle Akesson.
We're starting to get into the exciting matches of the Open Singles.
Yes.
We are now really getting into it. I thought the tosses had to be on the board, but Modlin knows different.
Yeah, they do it. They just do whatever they want, I guess.
Now, I have to ask you this, because we've mentioned it, or you've mentioned it, every single day so far. I hope you already get where I'm going with this.
Uh-oh.
It's the esteemed croissant counter.
Oh, the croissant counter. So I am up to
Yesterday was at 9, I believe is the last
10.
update you
I
gave
only
us.
had one additional one, but I'm waiting for my wife to wake up. She's sleeping. She's supposed to be bringing me breakfast.
so
I haven't eaten yet. I haven't eaten yet today. So I'm like, what in the world?
Are they in the hotel next door?
Yes.
Checkout's at 12, so...
Well, we're here tomorrow.
Oh, shit, yeah.
Yeah, we're here through tomorrow. So we leave. My flight is like 1 p.m. tomorrow.
Oh, that's a nice time, isn't it?
So, but yeah, we got my croissant counter up to 10. So I'm trying to get another 1 or 2 in today to get up to 12, and then maybe one before I get on the plane tomorrow for my nice 7.5-hour flight. Brutal.
That is.
At least it's direct. I fly direct
God.
from here, so it'll be easy.
No, I remember It was like my first big flight. I think the longest before I had was like 3 or 4 hours.
Yep.
Which isn't too bad, right? You can watch one film.
Yep.
Meanwhile, like I had to mentally prepare myself for that flight.
Yes.
And
I'm not mentally prepared right now.
I've got the entirety of tomorrow. But then what was like the worst part was with my family. We've got 3 stepbrothers, so I was with 6 in total. We were total. We got 2 full rows of aid. I felt, yeah, no, that was not fun. No, wait, actually, this was the worst part. It was a 2-3-2 situation on the plane. And we had them all next to each other, so one person had to be sat alone, but you at least had a window seat or an seat.
Right.
Then the 3 in the middle, and then 2.
So really, there's only one person that got screwed.
Yeah, and that was me.
Yeah.
And then again, like I'm very thankful for my parents taking me to the US at such a young age.
You were bitter. I
was bitter. I'm still talking about it to this day. It's 7 years now. It's 7 years.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah,
that's funny. Corey wants to know where you're from.
The Netherlands, and no, not from Amsterdam. I'm from a lovely city called The Hague. I think it's the 3rd or 2nd city of the Netherlands.
Okay.
It's a little bit more south. We are on a lovely little coast side. So we've got great fish and chips.
Oh.
Better than Britons, if I say so myself. And a Brit has confirmed that for me the other day. So, yeah, no, The Hague, the Netherlands.
How far from Rotterdam?
From literally half an hour.
Oh, okay.
And I can do that both by public transport or by car. Like,
yeah,
it's very close.
Because Rotterdam was where we were last year for the.
Yes.
I say we. I wasn't there, but the big championship event for the Europe Open was in Rotterdam.
Rotterdam's great too. Love it.
Big airmail there by Frank Modlin. That's what he's known for here, and he's set up to get at least a couple more points.
That's a full bagger right there. All right, 2 points going over.
2 points for Frank Modlin.
And see, now my scoreboard isn't working again. So what I have to do right now is I have to refresh this thing, because otherwise it's just not working. Then go to, oh shit, press the wrong button right there. Because right now you see Bernie Portalessi was close to winning. But there you go. Now it's working again.
Yeah, if that tablet disconnects from a socket,
oh,
forget it.
The world's ending.
The world ends. As far as, dealing with the internet.
Oh, dear.
Working through some things,
oh,
you know.
We're not talking about yesterday.
Well, it's funny and language barriers are always tough.
Yeah.
And especially when you get like an American company coming in here. I mean, we tried to. Problem is, not a lot of people speak English here, which is just tough, but we make it happen.
You're making it happen. Like, you're doing it.
We're doing it.
Yeah. I mean, if you've conquered the French, I think anything's possible. Because I don't think there's another country in Europe that speaks less English than France.
It's good to know.
Perhaps Spain. Spaniards can also... Depends where you go in Spain.
See, I'd be happier... not happy. I could do that because I at least can speak a little bit of Spanish.
There you go. Yeah. Or you can at least
and I can
pronounce.
understand it. Yeah. Like, I honestly, like, if I had to have a conversation with someone in Spanish right now, I don't think I could. But I could... If they talked at me, I would be able to understand what they were saying to me.
Yeah.
Or the gist of it. And I can definitely read it. Like, reading it would be much easier than, like, even I'm trying to read directions in French, and I'm like, okay, Google Translate, let's go. Come on.
I love that Google Lens function, where you can take a photo of something and it can just translate the entire thing for you.
That's
it's incredible. Reading menus has never been more easy.
Oh, I didn't even think about that.
You've got one more day to do it.
I got one more day, yeah.
And we're done a little bit earlier today as well, so, could look up a nice little restaurant.
Yep, we could do that because I'm probably an hour or two, so very excited.
That's going to be a romantic, nice little night, isn't it?
Nice little last night here.
Aww.
Although you guys eat so late. Is it a Europe thing or is it a French thing?
That's like this. The more south you go, the later they eat. Because the Dutch are notoriously known for eating at ridiculously early times.
Oh, okay. See, that's where I'm like...
We're talking like you get home from work, first thing you do is make dinner.
That's what we do.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
Well, I shouldn't say we. That's what I do.
Yeah,
so
5:30, 6 p.m.
That's when we're eating.
We're
Yes.
sat at the dinner table.
Yep. I totally like that better. Totally like that better.
I do like the kind of lifestyle here because everything just goes a little bit slower. I know, like, in Italy, you can start dinner at, like, 8, sometimes 9.
Yeah.
But then you're also sat till, like, 12. So, you know, I understand that lifestyle. I enjoy it. But what I wouldn't enjoy personally, if I were here to go out by myself now, I would not enjoy, like, sitting on a terrace till, like, let's say 11, 12, and then walking or like taking public transport.
Yeah.
Because let's just put it like this: Paris still is a big city, and it can be a little bit unpleasant at times.
Yeah. I just the thing with me is I can't eat that late. Like our reservation tonight is 10 p.m.
Oh. Was that the only available spot?
It was. They had 2 seatings because we're eating at this place that apparently is pretty famous. I don't know. My wife got the reservation. It's spelled like the English word giraffe, so like a giraffe or something. I don't know, something along those lines.
Yeah.
And it overlooks the Eiffel Tower. And they only have 2 seatings.
Gorgeous.
They have like an 8 or they have like a 7:45 seating and a 10 p.m. seating. But the only one that we had available, we were at a snack. This is something that my wife and I both with that it's very unusual that we hear is that like we're not big sightseers. We're like we just like to do stuff.
Oh, that
big
was
airmail there by
shot.
Kalle.
Yeah.
We just like to do stuff. Like
Yeah.
we're not very like
I see that.
Like okay, that's
Because
cool. It's
I'm
a
the
cool
same
thing to
because,
see. But
because I'm like, you know, I want to see it. Do I want to like go on it, go in it, whatever? Maybe, like, depends.
yeah.
For example, this is my third time in Paris because it's like super close to me. And I've never been into the Louvre, but now I would say I've never been into the Louvre, but now because my parents wanted to, and if I were to be here myself, I'd just be like, okay, what's next? Like,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
What I love the most is like having a couple things that I want to do that day. You know, let's say 2, 3, maybe 4 if you really got a long day ahead of you. And I'm not going to plan them. Only like if I need to make a reservation, I'll do it, right? But I'm not going to be like, oh, we got to do this, we got to do that, we got to do that. Gonna not make a whole route. No, I'm just going to like, no, me too.
So food, like we tried just about everything and every different style. Like when I think about French food, there's a certain number of things that I think of, and we tried to eat. Yeah, I haven't done escargot, and I don't think I'm gonna do it.
It's a little terrifying to me as well.
I'm like,
I'm not gonna lie.
I don't know. Yeah, Corey says it's all when you go to France, it's all about great food and wine, and that's pretty much what we've done. I mean, different pastries, croissants, like the
croissant.
We already went on our steak frites like trail yesterday. So I mean that kind of stuff is what we really like. So that's what we're doing. And this gives the opportunity to be game here for Frank Modlin. He's in for 4, and that's going to do it. He knows it. Kalle knows it. Kalle's going to have to do some magic here.
Yeah, some witchcraft. I mean, he's Swedish at the end of the day. We don't know. Hey, if you're going to fall in the open singles, at least be to Frank Modlin.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's
okay.
And Kalle's going to move down to the lower bracket. Still everything to play for.
Yeah.
Anything can still happen.
He's still in it. So we still got more action to bring you live from Paris, France. We're here at ACL Europe Open. Don't want to miss it.
In Paris, if you haven't noticed,
We're back in just a minute. Good. All right, cornhole fans. Europe Open singles. We got another big one coming up here, and this is an all-European matchup. This one's Croatia versus France here, and they're gonna call her the Giant Slayer.
She's got many nicknames now, I believe, and we'll just show you why. Because this is the bracket, we've got a few. Some interesting things that Maria has done today. Shook up the entire tournament from round one.
Round one, first game, Maria Bellatz takes down the robot, as they call him, Trey Birchfield. The 2021 singles world champion goes down to one of the top female players in Croatia. And now she's got another giant to slay, or attempt to slay, in the #1 ranked player in Europe, Bruno Bakke, who has already won silver with the WCO World Cup for France. He's already won a Pro Invitational alongside Jimmy Humans. And now looking to see how deep of a run he can make here in open singles.
It's hot here in Stade Charletti. So we see plenty of towels, making sure that the grip is still correct. Talking about grip, there you go. That's the right side.
And she had obviously an incredible game earlier, beating Trey Birchfield, and now really it's just about, can she continue that? So if we look, they've already played a couple games. So if we look and see what this...
Is it a stat check that we're doing?
Yes, we'll look at Matu. And she threw another 8.5 points per round average. In the previous one, she threw a 9. So she's in a high 8 points per round average right now. And she's going to start this off with a big 6 spot.
Yep, Bruno threw his own bag off in the final throw. Big mistake, going to cost him 6 points right there.
Bruno,
great start,
had a huge comeback in his first game. His first game against Eric Hubert was down 19-4.
No
and
way.
Came back to win 22-19. Unbelievable comeback.
Whew.
So, looks like, ooh, wow, we do have an upset here as well. Brandon Brown, the Canadian, goes down and loses to Arno Simons. I don't know where Arno is from, but I'm assuming a European player takes down Brandon Brown.
Arno's a bit of a Dutch name, isn't it?
You tell me.
Arno. What was his last name again?
It's spelled in English like Simons, S-I-M-O-N-S.
No. Arno Simons.
Arno Simons.
Could be, honestly, I don't know. He's playing Jimmy Humans now, so it's got a big task for him.
So the winner of this game will play the winner of that game between Arno and Jimmy.
I would honestly love it, because we haven't had a single Dutch person on Court 16, and we are here. We are here. I mean, you can definitely tell by the ugly orange that we're wearing, but you know.
Hey, I have so this is something that's very different between Europe and the United States, but
Go ahead.
I love, orange is like my favorite color. And part of that is because in America, we are big fans and have a large fandom for collegiate sports teams.
Yeah, I've heard about that, and I think it's fascinating because in a lot of countries in Europe, we don't.
Yeah, no, they don't care about Europe, because a lot of it is like...
Sorry, what did you just say? You don't care about Europe?
No, I said they don't care about it. So Europeans don't care about collegiate sports because, like, if you're a top player in football or soccer, right, and you're not a professional yet, there's still a lot of people that are interested in club, like how that club does, right?
Yeah,
you could be a part of a big... We don't have that in America. Everything is done directly through, like, high school and college programs. So everybody is a very big fan. So I say all that to say, the reason I like orange is because the college that I went to, the colors of the school are orange and purple. So...
That's a nice combo.
It is. It's beautiful. It's great.
In for one. No, now loses. couple of points there. Looks like we'll get a little bit of an exciting game here.
Yeah, there should be a
Points
should be a back and forth game here, and we'll see if Maria Bellatz can continue her Cinderella run she's got going on here.
I think that's safe to say. I think it can be described as Cinderella run.
It's got to be, right? I mean, she just, you know, she beats Trey Birchfield and then
First round
has a chance to beat Bruno Bakke here. I mean, there's no European player that has ever been able to say that.
And I think Bruno Bakke yesterday in the WCA World Cup did a really good job.
Yeah, I mean, he takes down Bernie Portalessi in singles. He was a top Canadian player.
While he was also pretty much down and counted out.
Right,
yeah. It was for a long time, it was fighting against him, you know, always on the backbone of that match. But then he still pulls it out, and honestly, he kept France alive in that WCO, because if they lost that game, they were done.
Yeah.
They couldn't go to finals.
Right. Yeah.
We didn't have that narrative, but now we do, and part of that success is on your screen right now.
This is that's a dead spot.
All right, so Maria started off strong. Now dropping the ball a couple of times. Still not a lot of damage done. It's small points.
Well, it's interesting. Two completely different stories. It's 7-6, but Bellatz has only scored once.
Yeah, yes.
She scored 6, whereas Bruno's been 2-2-1 all the way up to 7.
That's a nice little block there. I like that.
Beautiful bully. Just gets that bag pushed out of the way a little bit. And now she's got an opportunity to kind of sneak around. She maintains whole control.
I like that bag that Bellatz has.
Yeah.
It's a really, I like both bags, actually. Really cool.
She's going for a hard push. Tries to nudge it. Can't do it. But going to be 2 points. Going to make it 8-7. She retakes the lead.
All right. Perhaps just giving Bruno a bit of false hope. Just being like, oh, you can have a couple rounds, you can have it at some point. No. Both these players definitely showing what they're worth, how strong they are. And I'm just going to check. Is this quarterfinals? It's winner bracket quarters, right?
Yeah, winner bracket quarterfinals.
We're getting down to it. The tier 1 we've divided into 2 brackets. Wisely named bracket A and B.
Yes, the winner of each bracket will play in a single game final.
Oh, timeout for Bruno Bakke. Final back going off for Maria. Could be massive. My spot in the mic.
What do you think about Trey Birchfield losing? Tony, I was asking Tony Smith, what do you think about Trey Birchfield losing? And he goes, I think it's awesome.
He's just like me, for real. First one from Bruno going off the board. Maria sees her chance.
Oh, and they both go there. She's set up. Oh, now she's set up for a +5 round.
Oh. All right, plus 3 then.
In for 3. In for 3. 1. Going to be 9-8. She takes the lead.
It's very small points just being handed over to each other. Like, hey, do you want 1 point? Sure, I'll take 1 point. Nah, here, you have 1 point. That's what it is, what we're looking at, but it's very exciting. 9-8, going into round 10.
Trying to see what bags are those. Tony, what bags are those? What is she throwing? Those cat bags?
I don't know what version. Probably cat 3.
Okay. Fierce? Is a Fierce a series name?
I think a comp stand series name.
Oh, okay, gotcha. So they are a cornhole scenario bag. That's the brand. I think a Fierce is the name of the series, what we put together.
And is it like scary as in fierce? Like you're fierce?
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
okay. All right.
Tries to look like almost type of roll it. Bruno goes for an airmail, not able to hit it. And that's going to be another point for Bellatz.
Do you want to play, Maria? Sure. Here you go. I'll just throw this one on. No. Oh, dear.
And she's now 11 points away from moving to 3-0. Oh, and
okay,
throws
that's
that.
not a great start. You jinxed it. Oh, well, there you go.
Gave it back. I was let off the hook there. Let off the hook.
Nice little block.
Oh, he immediately. Oh, it almost looked like he was going for an airmail, but it does just sneak around.
Could go for 2.
All right.
Oh, nice little push back. Final back from Maria. Goes in. In for 2.
All right, another one. 2-1. 7-7 wash.
It's the person that's been talked about most today, Kata Bellatz, and we can see it in the stands that everyone here behind us.
Yes, all of a sudden we turned around and there's many people here watching.
And obviously the Croatian delegation has been very supportive of their own, the people from their country, but now we also see some stars really lining up to watch this match go down. So we're still in the lead. Could change this round as that first back went off. The back needs to get at least 2 in here. Doesn't.
Oh, and Bruno almost gives him a gift. Almost gives her a big gift. Those bags had fallen, but they do not. And instead, I think it's just going to be 2 points for Bruno. Yep. So we are going to be tied at 10.
Oh. Went from 8 to 8 to 10 to 10.
Right. Woof.
Now, I think we called a little gift yesterday. Y'all called it a petit peu surprise.
I did not say that. Whatever you just said, I can't pronounce.
Tom. Must have been Tom.
Yeah, it was definitely not me. Whatever you just said, I cannot
surprise.
say. What?
Surprise. No?
That definitely wasn't me.
Okay.
Must have been Tone because
must have been.
I cannot. You know what? I actually, now that you say that,
it was
he
like
did
a little
say that.
gift, right?
He did say that. Yes.
And he was like, oh, let me flex with my French lingo. Well, guess what, Ton? I can do it too.
I definitely can't flex any type of French lingo. Definitely not.
Having a little timeout here.
Bruno's already got 1 in. Trying to see if he wants to try to get super aggressive and go for an airmail to get more, or just lay up and force Bellatz to go in for...
Yeah, we're blocking a little bit more. Could be 2 points for Bruno.
Not to go for the airmail. Going to give up 2 and give up the lead. Bakkie's now got a 12-10 lead. Corey's asking me to speak all my French. Un croissant, s'il vous plaît. That's all I can do.
So proud of you.
It's the only French I know.
You'll just have to go, ACL Euros, go to Paris every year. And then in a couple of years' time, you'll be fluent in French.
Yes. Yeah, I'll be fluent in 3 sentences. You got it.
Not an ideal bag there for Bellatz. It can be difficult to pull in. Not out of play, but still. Bruno, very clean round.
Yeah, that's a 4-bagger by Bruno. It just holds up. Bellatz not happy with that one.
Going into the distance, 15 rounds, 16 to 10 is the scoreline. First big lead for Bruno Bakke. Maria, what else you got?
Yeah, this is getting into crunch time here.
I will say this. Oh no, never mind. I thought it was an interesting stat, but it wasn't. It's getting packed.
Oh, Bellatz goes after it hard, and she's not happy with it again. She's trying to collect that bag.
If she collects, she still gets points, though. And she does.
She's able to go in. Gonna give up a point. If she had taken that bag, she should have got one. Actually, no, I stand corrected. She looks like she
got 1 point.
But did Bruno have one off as well? Oh, no,
it was
all on the board.
Yeah.
These bags are camouflaging themselves.
It was a little bit difficult to see with the pattern. Nonetheless, great recovery, Maria, but that bag's not ideal. Let's phrase it like that. Here.
Gotta be careful if you're Bellatz. Can't miss another one. Can't afford another miss. That is a good block, but it does it. Bruno Bakke. It was close for a while, and then he really puts the hammer down in this last round, and he takes down Maria Bellatz. She is not eliminated, but she has to drop down into the elimination bracket to do it.
Cinderella story is not over yet, but definitely takes a dark turn as Bruno Bakke takes the win. No more upsets, he says.
All right. We got more action from Open Singles at the Paris Open. Back with more after this. All right, welcome back, Cornhole fans, here to Paris, France for the European Open. We just had some great action. Bruno Bakke gets a big win. He advances here in the winner's bracket, and we're gonna have some more great action coming up here. We're gonna see one of the top American players in Brady Foster. He's gonna be taking on David France, but I have a special guest in the booth, Kata
Bellatz?
Yes,
Close?
Yes,
Close?
yes,
Oh,
it's-
okay. I got it somewhat close.
But if you want, you can call me Kate. It's easier.
Run. She just had she beat Trey Birchfield, which
Yes,
was really
it
good.
was
But
unbelievable.
yeah, but you won women's singles earlier.
Yes.
That was a really big win. You've been playing really, really well.
Oh, thank you. But today I'm finished.
Yeah. So you lost today. You lost twice.
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
gotcha. So when did you start playing?
I found about this game last year in May, but
Mm-hmm.
I start playing for real from November.
Very cool. Very cool. So
Because-
how many opens did you go to this year? How many of the big events did you go to?
My first open was in Trier in Germany,
Okay. Yep.
and after that I was in Switzerland and in Croatia in Pazin, and now I'm here.
Yeah. Well, that's awesome. It's been cool. I watched you and. You won women's singles. It was really impressive to watch you, and then so is it Maria?
Yeah, Maria. Maria.
Maria.
Maria.
Okay, yeah, I got it. All right, cool. So she's been beating everybody today. She obviously beats Trey Birchfield, and that was a really special moment for a lot of the Croatian players, right?
Yeah. It was unbelievable. I couldn't believe it.
What's funny is this is what I said. I said, Tony Smith is here, Frank Modlin is here, Trey Birchfield is here.
Yes.
When she won that, she became the biggest celebrity in the building.
And,
everybody
watched her because almost everybody were finished with their games and they were here.
Yeah, everybody wanted to shake her hand. Congratulations. I mean, she's
Today she's a superstar.
Yeah, she is a superstar today. So our next up is so how often do you and Maria play together?
Together, never. We played last year our first tournament, a little tournament, and then I found out that I can't play with her and she can't play with me because
too hard, too much pressure.
no, I don't know. We don't work.
Maria says we can't.
We can't work together.
Oh, that's it's funny because even in the United States
Yes.
there are some. Brothers,
Yes.
there's some fathers and sons, there's some husbands and wives, and some of them say the same thing.
Yeah.
I can't play with them because it just doesn't work out.
Doesn't work.
It's funny when we see the husbands and wives because they always fight the entire time while they're playing.
We also.
Again here with Kata Bellatz from Croatia.
Yes,
so
Croatia.
how many Croatians are here?
Koliko? 11.
11.
Plus some bring their wives here and kids.
Yeah, and how many people are playing in Croatia
Croatia
now?
is a small country.
Yes, yes.
And we have only 2 clubs.
Okay.
In Istria, our club, and we have one represent from the capital, Zagreb. They have also 1 club. Only 2 clubs in Croatia.
Hey, that's. I mean, it's still you start somewhere and you grow it from there, and if it's a smaller country, it's still cool. And
Huh? Okay. But she's talking about some tournament.
We have 120
Yeah.
people.
see, that's a
Yeah,
big club.
yeah, in
That's
a-
a big club.
Not club.
It's a tournament.
Yeah.
It's still that's a good sized tournament. Even in the United States, so like where I live, it's one of the more popular areas, and in that more popular area, there's like 200 players that play. So it's not that much bigger than what you guys have, and even in your smaller clubs or in some of your tournaments. So it's very cool. So one thing that I like about watching all the Croatians,
Yeah.
very
Friendly,
loud and
yeah.
very friendly. I mean, that's really cool.
Yeah. We are always like that when we watch, because we are a small country and we have very good athletes
Yeah.
in many different sports. In football, in, I don't know, water polo, skiing.
Yeah.
We don't have mountains, but we ski.
So did you play sports? Have you played sports?
Yes, I train karate and basketball.
Oh, okay.
And I finished kinesiology.
Okay,
and
and you're also a teacher,
Yes,
right? You
physical
teach,
education
yeah,
teacher.
teach physical education. That is really cool. Actually, one of our best players in the world,
Yes.
Mark Richards.
Yes.
I don't know if you've heard that name.
Yeah, I know. Only on internet.
Yeah,
From
yeah.
YouTube.
Yeah, Mark. So Mark from the United States, he won the World Championship in 2022 last year.
Yes.
He's a physical education teacher too.
Nice.
So there's a lot of similar. He actually, in between his break periods when he doesn't have
Yes.
classes, he'll set up boards and play in the
Nice.
gym.
That's what I need to do.
Yeah. So again, we're here, Paris Open, making our way through open singles. We have Brady Foster and David Paradis, and right now Brady Foster out to an early. Yeah, there's the live chat. So if you guys got any questions from some of the top female players in Europe, we got Maria behind us, and we got Kata here, and
I see some Croatians who are not here, who are watching.
yes, there's.
Pozdrav svima. Ciao, Loris.
Yeah, there's it's very cool to see all of the different countries, and it's early on the. So in America, it's 6 a.m. right now. So a
6
lot of the
a.m.,
players, and what's funny is Corey, who has been talking
Yes.
to us, he lives in California, so it's actually 3 a.m. there right now.
Wow. And
He
he's
hasn't
here.
gone to he hasn't gone to bed yet. He's still awake. So
Like with yesterday and days before, because every night we need to celebrate our results.
oh, you need to celebrate tonight.
Yeah, of course.
Yes, because it is the last day.
Did last night.
Yeah.
Last night. So what are you guys gonna do tonight?
Maybe.
Are you gonna go anywhere? Or are you
we
gonna
will-
stay?
Yeah, I think we will go into town.
Nice.
Because we were there in first day, and then today we will have some free time.
Very cool.
So
Very cool. So, how often do you come to Paris?
I was in France for skiing.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Very cool. Yeah, it's my first time in Europe.
Oh, Europe. And you like
Yes,
Europe?
I like it. It's very cool. It's different. It's cool to see all the different, countries and cultures. But
Yeah.
Croatia is on my list to get to as well.
Oh,
I've heard
nice.
Croatia is
It's
beautiful.
Beautiful small country.
A beautiful country to visit, and then sometime we got to get you guys to America to check it out. It'll
Because
be
I've never been there.
yeah. Oh, you never been to America ever?
No.
Very cool. Yeah, you'll have to. Hopefully, we get a lot of these top players, and a lot of you we can get some of you to come to America and compete in some tournaments and to see it, and then just to
That
see the
would be
country.
nice,
Yeah.
But for us, it's too expensive.
Yes. No, I
For
that's.
now.
We're trying to.
We need
I
some
love.
sponsors.
Yes,
or
we'd
support.
love to get some sponsorship for you guys, so we can get some of you to come to America, because it's totally understand it's expensive to get there, and that's why I wish we could get more American players to come to Europe, but again it's expensive. But it's very cool though. Very
For
cool.
us, it's nice to see Americans here because they're on a totally different level.
Yes. Yeah. Well, I mean, but you guys are closer than you think you are. I mean,
Yes, because they play a long time.
they played a
Yeah,
long
yeah.
time, right? I mean, you just said you played for what, a year? Not even?
Less.
Less
I know,
than, yeah. Not even a year. So, I mean, I think Jimmy Humans has been playing for 8 years, right? I mean, and that's a huge, that's a huge difference. And you get a lot of fans, don't you?
Yeah, they listen to me. They're here and they're on live.
Yeah, they're listening. Hey, you were nervous, but you're doing a great job.
Oh.
You're doing a great job.
Thank you.
Yeah. So you got to give a Croatian fan now, in Corey.
Croatians are here. Yeah.
Yeah, they. So
Slobodno
again.
možete nešto pisat
Yeah.
ako vas zanima.
So yeah, if you're here, we're talking with Kata, and we got Maria here too. So if you guys have got any questions for 13-1 over David Brady. He's been playing for a few years too. So even though he's really young, he's been playing for a few years.
I like his style.
Yeah, exactly.
And he's young and very good.
That's one thing that's unique about America too, is that we have a ton of young players really starting to play, and there's a lot of young players, like, instead of playing some sports, they're playing our newest pro player.
Yes.
We have our new youngest pro player.
Yes.
He's 11.
Wow.
11 years old.
Yeah.
So and he's unbelievable. He's really, really good.
We have one young player too.
12 years ago. Julian, you will know about him very, very soon.
That's great. That's
And-
great. And
we also in Switzerland there was Nick Petushke, I don't know.
Yeah, Nick
and
Petushke.
Zachary.
Yeah.
And I lost against Sean Farrell.
Yes.
And then I was in a losers bracket, and I won everything.
Yeah.
And I lost against Nick.
Oh yeah. Nick's a really good player as well, and you got some fans in here now too.
Yeah. Ciao, Albert. He's our teammate.
And who is that?
Natan Turčinović. Marija, ča misliš o svojem novem nadimku? Koji je tvoj novi nadimak? Pita Natan da ča misliš o svojem novem nadimku? Ča misliš o svojem novem nadimku?
Koji?
A koji ti je nadimak?
Mane.
What is her nickname? New nickname? I don't know.
Oh yeah, I called her the Giant Slayer.
Giant Slayer.
So that can be your new nickname. If you want, you should keep it. It's a good one. The Giant Slayer. You take down Trey Birchfield, you get to be the Giant Slayer. So
That's from the Switzerland. He was first, second.
Oh, look
and
at you!
Bruno and me was.
Look at that! Yeah,
nice
that's awesome.
to see this flag in.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you guys should be proud. You guys have had a really good. Yeah, there it is, Giant Slayer. Yeah, there you go. So, you guys have been really. It's been fun to watch, and the Croatians have brought such a good energy. You guys have brought so much energy. Yeah. He wins it in big, dominating fashion. He stays undefeated. He'll stay in the winners bracket. David not eliminated, but just makes it a little bit harder. Has to drop down. Yes, drop down into the elimination bracket. So, all right, we're going to take a break, come back to our next game, and we'll bring you some more live action here from Paris.
And that's me.
All right, cornhole fans, welcome back. Kata's staying with us. She's having so much fun. She's saying her English is not that good. I said, your English is much. Just to do one more match, and in this one, we got a battle of some top North American players coming here over to Europe. We're going to have Sean Farrell taking on Bernie Portalesi. And Kata, Sean, you've seen play a few times now because he comes to a lot of these events.
I know these guys from Trier in Germany.
Oh, they both played in Germany. Did they both go to Germany?
Yes,
okay,
yes,
gotcha.
yes.
They both went to Germany. So definitely developing some and making some friends in Europe here with their play. So
and I always play against Sean.
Yeah.
In Trier, I made, I think, 4 points against him. In Switzerland, my maximum was 6.
Yeah, hey, getting up there. By the time next year comes, you'll beat him.
But interesting thing, I just came to the venue where we were playing, and I trained with my sister. We were playing.
Yeah.
And she gone somewhere. And Bernie come to me and he asked if he can train with me. And I said yes. And I was so good. I think I was better than him. And I didn't know that he's from Canada, that he's pro. Yeah.